Hey there, PTPOP here, all four lobes of my brain securely bound behind my back. And welcome, internet dwellers, fellow call center survivors. Thank you for stopping by my video to say hello, to watch me pontificate. Tonight I'm just going to get right to it. I have a brand new podcast I've released onto the internets. And I wanted to tell everybody about it. I'd like to reach out to all of you fellow call center survivors to check it out. Tune in if you're into podcasting or listening to podcasts. My microphone needs some Viagra, I think. Don't you think? It's having a bit of a hard time staying erect. I know, disgusting. Aren't I disgusting? Well, I am a man after all. I think with one thing. I think with my podcasts. But yes, I have a new podcast, and it's hosted by Buzzsprout.com, but I'm on Spotify, Apple Podcast, and Stitcher Podcast. And I'm also on Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Castbox, and Podchaser. And my podcast is called PTPOP, A Mind Revolution. And this is a station I thought of coming up with when I was in the Dallas-Fort Worth airport, being tormented by having to sleep on the floor overnight at the Dallas-Fort Worth airport because American Airlines refused to give us any type of compensation to go get a room or anything like that, which is neither here nor there. But I was thinking about the corporate world while as I lay on the stinky floor next to the hard benches in the American Airlines. Oh, I got a burp. Oh, there. Sorry about that, folks. I could edit that out later, but I probably won't. Because I know there's somebody to go, he just burped. That's kind of funny. I don't know. That's probably not good humor for the 21st century. I'll offend somebody. You burped. How dare you burp? I can't take it when you burp and make bodily sounds. It's very offensive to my heart. But as I sit in American Airlines gate 20, I think it was, and I was thinking about the corporate world, and I was thinking about how we're all, especially call center survivors, we're all tormented by our experience in a call center. And as I have alluded and as I have stated, corporations at the top are pretty much staffed with psychopaths and sociopaths, that their primary goal and their primary function in life is to make the company more money at any cost. And the American people, or the people around the world that consume the products that they sell, are the victims. They're not customers, they're victims. They're targets to be manipulated, used, and brainwashed into buying their products. Whether people need them or not, they run out and buy them. And A Mind Revolution, my podcast, A Mind Revolution, in a roundabout way, discusses how we as people are manipulated by the corporations into buying and buying products and into consuming. I should invest in some speech therapy lessons, perhaps. Maybe there's a corporation out there that will sell me that. Get your speech therapy lessons now for only $9.95 a month. So for those of you who are call center survivors, those of you who are corporate survivors, those of you who question your reality, those of you who question the corporate reality, those of you who wonder why you have this insatiable urge to eat at certain times of the day, if you wonder why you look at certain colors and you feel hungry, if you look at certain signs and you automatically think, I've got to go eat at that restaurant, even though you're not hungry. I'm going to go over the psychological process these major corporations go through in designing their advertising, their marketing, and their ploys to gain your attention, to gain your patronage, to get you to patronize their organizations. It's a psyops operation that is designed to grab your attention, to hijack your attention, to pull you in and make you want to consume, regardless of what the product is. We're constantly bombarded with messages every day. Advertisements are on T-shirts, they're on hats, they're on pants, they're on cars, they're on shoes, they're on sunglasses. They're anything that can put an advertisement on it, other than the obvious, like billboards. We are constantly bombarded with information, and most of it's advertising. Buy this, get this. You'll be happier with this. Your teeth will be brighter. Your lungs will be happier. You'll live longer. You'll sleep better. All those things. They prey upon your fears to get you to buy their product, look at their billboard, watch their advertisements. And I'm going to go over that, but it's not going to be direct. It's going to be a series. And I'm going to tell you about my background as a graphic designer, things I've learned about graphic design in that industry, which are used in marketing and advertising to manipulate the viewer of the advertisement. And it's not just about that. My first few, I've got four episodes out now. I've got two that kind of introduce the show, and they talk about my background, my family background, and how I've always been a person that's always questioned my existence and my own reality, which has led me to question all reality. Yours and mine and reality, quote, unquote, as we perceive it, or what we think is reality. So check it out. I'm going to talk about corporate America, marketing, advertising, and how to escape the retractor beam that they've got you in. I'm going to talk about why you can't stop staring at this, why you're pulled into it, and you just stare at it. Look at the pretty colors on the phone, and look at a kitten juggling tennis balls. Oh, look, there's a video of a skunk pushing a soccer ball into a gate. Oh, and we can't look away from it. I can't look away. I've got this thing in my hand all the time. But why? The question that's my dog, Eli. The question I'm going to get you to start asking, I'm going to recondition you to start asking why. That's where it begins. Why can't I put this down? Why am I hungry when I look at this sign? Why do these colors disturb me? Why? There's a science behind, a deep, dark, maniacal science put behind every advertisement to get you to buy a product. They want you to feel a certain way. They want you to look a certain way. They want you to talk a certain way. They want you to... Everything is carefully designed and manipulated. So a mind revolution begins with my background, how I started thinking this way, and it'll progress from there. So I'm asking you to check it out. PTPOP, A Mind Revolution. And I am on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Stitcher, Overcast, Pocket Cast, Castro, Castbox, Podchaser. I should be on Google Podcast, TuneIn, Alexa, and iHeartRadio, though I'm not listed on there yet. I don't know why I'm not on the other three. So I think it's really good. It's just, some of them are short, some of them are long. You can tune in when you're in the car, driving to work, listen to me pontificate, listen to the shows, get the RSS feed. And I'll put a link to the RSS feed in the comment section of this video, along with links to my my website. So I appreciate all of you that listen. If any of you are interested in coming over to my podcast, take a listen to my podcast. And let me know what you think. At first I started, the first four I put out, or the first three I put out were kind of highly produced, and I was editing them and putting all this time and being meticulous about what I said and how I said it, had it scripted. The fourth one is less scripted. It's somewhat scripted, but it's not edited. It's pretty much straightforward, just me talking off the top of my head. So I'm kind of going to do it like I do on the YouTube videos. Most of my YouTube videos are kind of winging it. I'm going to do the same thing on this. With some scripting, I have to have an agenda laid out in front of me. So if you tune in, great. If not, that's great. Whatever suits your fancy. If you like this channel, Tell all your friends in the call center world about my PTPOP Call Center Survivor channel. Send them over to my Mind Revolution podcast channel. PTPOP signing out. Hope you're all having a good week. Auf Wiedersehen, baby.